Hi, I'm Görkem Meydan, and today I will be presenting my term project for microprocessors course. Let's start with downloading our project code and go to the folder and extract them to a folder. Let's open our project. Then compile it and upload it to the board. I had problems with the LCD screen, so I am using the Termite as my UI. So throughout this demonstration, I will be using Termite as my UI. So let's start the board. This is my setup. So I will be pressing reset button to start the code. It starts with the normal mode. Let's connect our UI. It starts with the normal mode. As you can see, it shows measured and it shows the threshold value. If I go past the threshold, it stops the motor. As you can see, it shows brake on. And to restart, I will be using SW2. As you can see, it starts and goes back to the normal operation mode again. In order to set a threshold, I will be pressing SW1. As you can see, it goes to the threshold set mode, and by changing the potentiometer, I can change the threshold. Let's press SW1 again to set our threshold. The new threshold is 30 centimeters. So if I put my hands below it, it will go to the braking state. If I press SW2, it will run again. So let's have a look around the code. This is my main program. I'm initializing my modules. I have a check state, and that checks the next state and goes to the normal, threshold, or braking mode according to that. At normal mode, I'm measuring the distance and go back to the check state, that select state. At threshold mode, I am setting the threshold in a loop. At braking mode, I'm checking whether the SW2 is pressed again. I have motor GPIO setup code, a GPTM timer initialization mode to run the motor at the GPTM timer interrupts, and its handler that gives input to the motors. For distance sensor, I have initialization code for the trigger that initializes it as a regular output port, and initialization port for the echo that initializes it as a GPTM capture mode at edge time that counts both edges. For that, I have a measure distance code that gives trigger signal throughout the trigger port, and by polling the RIS, I'm selecting the high and low parts of the input coming from the echo port. I have initialization for the buttons that unlocks the ports and gives them interrupts. For GPIO interrupts that coming from the buttons, I have a button handler that at SW press, it sets the motor status. At SW1 press, it goes to the threshold mode. For potentiometer, I have an initialization for ADC that opens the port E3 and gives its ADC capabilities by selecting the alternative function and selecting it from the max. I have a read threshold function which pulls the RAS, clears the interrupt, and converts it to the threshold value. In addition to them, I have used out, string, and convert functions to print the values here. As you can see, that's all about my project. Again, I had problems with my LCD, even though I have written SSI and initialization code for the Nokia screen. I will be putting their code to there. That's it. Thank you.